Students, in today's session, we will try to write the algorithms and flowcharts for the problems which requires multiple conditions. If you remember in our previous session, we had taken few programs or the problems where we were looking into one condition, right? One condition can be true or a false. What if the problems require multiple conditions to be checked? Okay, such problems in today's session I have taken, and we'll discuss on those problems, and we will write the algorithms and flowcharts for that. We usually call them as a if else if or else if ladder, since we will be incorporating multiple if conditions here. Let us see the first example. Write an algorithm and draw flowchart to check whether a number is positive, negative, or zero. If you remember the previous session, in the previous session we had taken a similar problem where we were trying to find whether the given number is positive or negative. Okay, there we have made an assumption that if the number is greater than 0, then we called it to be a positive number, else we called it to be a negative number, right? If it is greater than 0, we consider it to be a positive, or else we consider it to be a negative. But that may not be a proper way to identify whether the number is positive or a negative, because we have a number by the name 0, right? That 0 is neither a positive nor a negative, or we may sometimes consider it to be a positive or a negative, which doesn't have an sign associated with that, right? So clearly what we can do is that what we can think here is that in this particular problem we need to check for two conditions. As I have depicted here, I have just drawn a line, horizontal line, and the center I have taken it to be a 0, right? On the right hand side, okay, it's a positive numbers where the given number is definitely greater than that 0. Okay, and on the other hand, on the left hand side, it will be a negative number because that number will be definitely less than 0. So what we will try to write is that initially we will try to check whether the given number is greater than 0. If so, then it will be a positive number. If not, we will check the another condition, whether that number is less than 0. If that is true, then definitely the number is a negative number. If that is also false, then definitely that number should be what? It should be a 0 number. So either it is a positive, if not negative, if not, then it will be a 0. Okay, so let us write the algorithm for that particular problem. So the first step is that start. Step 1 is start, and second step 2 will be input. That input will be a number here. That number is considered to be an n here. So step 3 is what? We should try to check whether that number is greater than 0 or not. So step 3 will be what? If that n is greater than 0, then. So if n greater than 0, if this is true, then the then will be taken care, and the next statement has to be executed. Executed in the sense the algorithm will be, flow of the algorithm will be such a way. So if n is greater than 0, if this is true, then definitely that n, the given number n, is a positive number. So we have to output it. So output, the number is positive, or we can say positive number, right? So what else? What is the other possibility? This n greater than 0, it could be false. If it is false, then the statement else will be taken care. So here in the else, we need to check for another condition. Okay, second time, in the second condition, we will try to check whether that condition, that number n is less than 0. So you may see here, the second time again we are writing if n is less than 0. Okay, if this condition, again this condition can be a true or it can be a false, right? And the number can be less than 0 or it may not be. If it is true, what will happen? Then will be executed. Then definitely we will say that the number is negative number. So we will say output negative number. Okay, now you see here what we try to do here. Initially we try to check whether that number is greater than 0. If true, then definitely it is a positive number. If not, we try to check one more condition. We involved one more condition where we're trying to check whether that number is less than 0. If so, then definitely that number will be a negative number. Okay, now there could be another possibility here. This else, we have the condition if n less than 0. This may also be false, right? If the number is that n is not less than 0, then definitely what, right? It will be a 0 number. How? Because the number is not a positive number. If it is, and it is also not a negative number, then definitely it will be a 0. So in the else, we will have the output saying that the number is 0. And we will conclude our if statement. For that, we will write end if. Okay, how it works? Initially, the first condition will be checked if n greater than 0. If this is true, positive number. Then next, if this is false, it will come to else part. So in the else, again there is a condition. If n less than 0, again it may have two values, true or a false value. If it is true, then this will be taken care and it will display a negative number. Else in the sense if this is false, so it will skip to the else part here. So in the else part, definitely that number should be 0 number, because it is neither a positive nor a negative. Then definitely that number will be a 0. It will be a 0. That is how this algorithm will be working here. If you notice, we are trying to check the condition multiple times, right? 2 times we were trying to check the given number, whether it is greater than 0, less than 0. Both are false, then it will be a 0 number. And finally, the last step will be a step 4 for the stop. Now let us try to convert this algorithm into a flowchart here. So the first step, start. Second step, input n. For the start, it's an oval symbol, and for the input, it is an parallelogram, right? Next, step 3 is what? The condition. So for the condition, it should be a rhombus or a diamond shape. So within that, we will mention the condition. So the condition is here, if n greater than 0. So this n greater than 0 can have two values. It may be true or it may be false. So it may be true or it may be false. If it is true, we will display positive number, right? So there should be an output saying that positive number. So that output is represented with a parallelogram. So say that output is positive number. Okay, so if true is taken care. What's if the number, if this particular condition is false? If this n greater than 0, if it is not true, means if it is a false, then it will come onto the other part. That is for the else part. Now pay attention here. Now we are in the other part of the first condition, that is else part. So in the else part, we have reached here else part. In this else, what is the statement we have written in the algorithm? It is another if condition, right? Another if condition. So if condition means the symbol, the rhombus we need to draw once again, right? In that rhombus, we need to mention if n less than 0. Okay, see here, if n less than 0. This is because in the else part, we have one more condition, that is if n less than 0. So that if n less than 0 is written here. Again, this may be having two possibilities, as true or false, right? It may be having true result or a false result. True in the sense that number is less than 0, that is true. Okay, if that is true, then what has to be done? It should be a output should be negative number. So within a parallelogram, we will write negative number. What if it is not a true? If n less than 0 is not a true. Okay, you just see here how the flow of execution here. If it is positive, well and good, it is a positive number. If it is not positive, it will come on to this part. Then again, we will try to check the condition. If this condition is true, then we will say it is a negative number. If this is also not the case, means it is not a positive, it is not a negative, then definitely what? It will be a 0. So on the false part here, it will be definitely a 0. The number is 0 as an output. Okay, and the last step is stop. If you observe keenly, see here, there are 3 flows the execution can have three different possibilities. First possibility is what? For an example, if n value is, say, if n value is 5. Okay, n is 5. 5 means it is a positive number. What will happen in that case? Start from here, input n. Okay, then if n greater than 0, so n is what here? 5. Is 5 greater than 0? Yes, 5 is greater than 0. Then how the flow will turn? It will go to this side, and what we have? Output. Output, what it says? Positive number. Yes, 5 is an positive number, and then stop. This is one of the flow when n is 5. Correct? Then let us take another example. Say the number is second time, say it is minus say 6, minus 6, right? So start, input n, that is n is minus 6. Okay, then the condition, if n greater than 0, n value is what? Minus 6. Is minus 6 greater than 0? No, it is not greater than 0. Then the flow will turn on the left hand side, that is to the false. Then again it will come to the if condition here. Now again there is a condition. What is that condition? N less than 0. So what is the value of n now? N value is minus 6. So is that minus 6 less than 0? Yes, it is less than 0. What will happen here? It will take this root, true root, and it comes over here. What the statement is? It is negative number. So the output will be a negative number. Then it will come and it will stop here. Right? It is taking this particular route. Now the third possibility is for the 0. Assume that the number entered is 0. If the number entered is 0, so again start from the beginning, input n is 0 in this case. Then the first condition, n greater than 0. So condition is what here? 0 greater than 0. Is it true? No, it is false. So it comes onto the false path. Then it comes over here. Then what is the condition now? N less than 0. So 0 less than 0. Is it true? No, it is not. So that is again false value. So it will come on the false part. Then in the false part, what we have? The number is 0 will be displayed. Yes, that is what the algorithm, the flowchart should be doing, right? So when the enter number is 0, it should display a message saying that number is 0. So this will be executed. Then the program will come to the stop, or the flow of the execution will come to the stop. You may notice here there are three different flows depending upon the number what we enter. If it is a positive, then it will take this route, the one which is highlighted in the green. Okay. Then if it is a negative number, it will take on to the other route. And if it is a 0, then it takes the right, that is the third route. Like this, if a given problem requires multiple conditions to be validated or checked, so in this way we can include multiple conditions. Okay, I hope this problem is understood. Let us proceed further to the next problem and try to elaborate or try to understand the similar concept with the different program. The second problem here, the example I have taken, write an algorithm and draw the flowchart to check whether the number is greater than or lesser than or equal to another number. Right? You may think that it is a kind of a similar exercise or example which we had taken in the previous session. There we try to check whether the largest among two numbers, right? So when there are two numbers, one number could be largest. But if you think wisely, there is a possibility that both numbers are equal, right? There could be a possibility that both numbers are equal. So that situation we are trying to handle in this example. So there we will try to take two numbers and we will compare first number with the second number. If first number is greater than second number, we can say first is the largest. If not, we will check the second number. Is second number greater than first number? If so, then the second number is the largest. Okay, second case also, if it is a false. If first here it could be what? Neither first number is larger than second number, nor second number is larger than first number. then what could be nature of those two numbers? It could be equal. Both the numbers should be definitely equal numbers. Okay, let us try to write the algorithm and draw the flow chart for this example. So the first step for the algorithm, step 1, start. Step 2 is what? Definitely input the numbers. Since it requires two inputs, so input A and B. So A comma B, here A is first number, B is second number. So step 3 is what? Compare these two numbers, right? So step 3, if A greater than B, then will be taken care only when it will be taken care when the first number, this A greater than B, is true. If A greater than B is true. If so, we have to output saying that A is greater than B. Correct? If this is true, then definitely output should be what? A is greater than B. If not, if A greater than B is a false, then comes the else part. In the else part, again, we need to check the other case. Other case is that B greater than A. Is the second number greater than first number? If yes, then definitely output should be what? B is greater than A. Correct? We try to check both the scenarios. Initially, we try to check whether the first number is greater than second number. If not, is the second number greater than first number? If not in the sense, if this condition is also false, then under else, definitely we have to say that both the numbers are equal. So output, both the numbers are equal. Both are equal numbers we have to display, and then stop. So in order to conclude the if, end if is written, and then last step, step 4 is a stop. Okay, let us convert this algorithm into a flowchart here. Okay, so first statement, that is start. Second is input within a parallelogram A and B, A comma B. Then the condition. Third step has what? If A greater than B. So the condition is there in that rhombus sign, A greater than B we have written. It can have two values, that is true or a false, right? If it is true, then we have to have output A is greater than B. So if it is true, we will write A is greater than B within a parallelogram. This parallelogram indicates as an output statement, right? If not, if this is not the case, if it is not true, then definitely it will be a false value. If it is false value, what we have here? False value is taken in the else. So in the else, what do we have? We have another condition. We have another condition. If B greater than A. Since it is a condition, that condition is represented within a rhombus sign, and within that we have to write if B greater than A. Again, this condition may have two values, that is true or a false. If it is a true, then definitely we have to output B is greater than A. So in a output symbol, that is parallelogram, we will write it to be a B is greater than A. Correct? Now, if this is also false, if the second condition is also false, that leads to the second else here. So in this else, what we have to mention? We have to output it to be both are equal. A is not greater than B, B is not greater than A, then definitely both A and B are equal. So that will be handled in the else part of the second condition, where we will output it to be a both are equal. Okay, and then all these three output will conclude at a stop. Okay, now let us try to trace this flowchart with an example. So consider first example, say A is 10, say A is 1, and let me take other value, A is 10 and B is say 5. A is 10 and B is 5. Just bear with these numbers, students, it is not looking properly. First time A is 10, B is 5. Okay, so execution starts from here. The A value is 10, B value is 5. If A greater than B, that is 10 greater than 5? Yes, 10 is greater than 5. What has to be done? It should go into a true block. So it will navigate into a true block and we will mention A is greater than B. So A means what? 10. 10 is greater than B. That B value is 5 here. And then it will come and it will stop here. Right? That is the flow of execution or the flow of the data flow, how it works. Take the second example. So in the second example, let us take let me make it to be another value here. Say if it is a 20, first number is 20 and second number is 40. Second number is 40. Okay, so with these values we will start input two numbers. So in the input we will mention A to be 20 and B to be 40. Now condition, if A greater than B. So the condition what here? 20 greater than 40. Is it true? No, absolutely no. It is not true. So it will lead to the false part. Then it comes to the next condition. So what is the next condition here? If B greater than A. Is B here is 40. So is 40, okay, is 40 greater than A? A is what? 20. Okay, yes, 40 is greater than 20. It is true. True means it will come on the other side. Then we will display a message saying that B is greater than A. That is 40 is greater than 20 will be displayed and the execution will stop. Okay, this is the second scenario. In the third scenario, let us consider first number is 10 and second number is also 10 here. Okay, both the numbers are same. Okay, let me change the pen color here to another one. Okay, yes. Now start two numbers, A is 10, B is 10. Okay, it will check the condition here. 10 is 10 greater than 10? No, 10 is not greater than 10. So it will come onto the false part. Then it comes over here. Is 10, B is what? 10 greater than A. A is again 10. Is 10 greater than 10? No. So it will come on the other side. Then what it will display? Both are equal. Yes, 10, both the numbers here A and B, that is 10 and 10 are equal, will be displayed and program or the flow will stop over here. Right? So again here we can see three different routes. At any time for a given set of numbers, okay, given possible numbers, only one path will be executed or only one path will be taken. Never ever this particular flowchart or the solution will not take more than one routes. It will follow on the only one particular route. Correct? Yes. Let us go with another example. I have taken one more example here. Write an algorithm and draw flowchart to find largest among three numbers. Okay, largest among three numbers. Now here the input will be what? Three different numbers. For these three numbers, we will try to find out which one is largest. So how we have to handle this one? How we should write the logic? Very simple. Let us say three numbers are there, first, second and third. We will try to compare first number with second number. If first number is greater than second number and first number is greater than third number, right? If first number is greater than second as well as third, then we can say first is largest. Okay, in the same way we will try to compare with the other scenario. Let us see the algorithm first. So start, that is step 1 is a start, then input. In the input we require three numbers. We will represent them to be A, B, C, right? Three numbers. First number is A, second number is B and third number is C. So we need to have the conditions here. Condition is what? First we will try to check A with B. What condition? Is A greater than B? If it is so, then again we will try to check whether that A is greater than C. If both the conditions are true, okay, I will repeat once again. We will first check whether A is greater than B. Yes, if that is so, and if A is also greater than C, then we can say that A is largest, right? In order to handle that one, the step 3, we have to write like this: if A greater than B, and if A greater than B and A greater than C. If these both the conditions, that is A greater than B should be true and A greater than C, this also should be true. If so, then only we can say A is largest. Correct? So the output will be A is largest. Okay. If the first number, see here, in this if there are two conditions actually. First condition is A greater than B and A greater than C. If both the conditions are true, then only we will say A is largest. Correct? Otherwise in the sense, any one of this condition is false. Any one in the sense, A could be greater than B, but A is not greater than C. Right? If this first condition is true, if there could be chances that first condition is true and second condition is false. In such case, we cannot say that the number is, that is A is largest. We have to handle in a different condition, right? In order to do that one, what we will do is that if this condition is false, means either of these two condition is false, we will try to check with the other set of conditions, that is else we will do the other thing, that is if B is greater than A and B is greater than C, right? Initially we try to check concentrated on A. We try to check whether A is largest or not. We try to compare with the other two numbers. If that is false, then we have to do the similar thing with the second number. The second number is what? B here. So is that B greater than first number? That is that second number greater than first number? And the second number is also greater than the third number, right? B is greater than A and B is greater than C. If both the conditions are true, right? If this condition and this condition, both the conditions are true, then we have to say what? B is largest. We have to say B is largest. So output B is largest. Okay. Now there could be possibility that these conditions are false. It could be both the conditions false, or it could be any one of the condition is false. In such case, what has to be done? If you notice wisely, if you look at wisely, A is also not largest, B is also not largest. Then definitely what? C is the largest. When there are three numbers, first number is not larger, second number is also not largest, then definitely what? The third number will be largest. So we will handle it wisely, saying that else output C is largest. We will not bother to check again once again, because we have checked the first two numbers and we have found that those two are not largest. Then definitely the third number will be largest number here. And then the final stage, that is step 4, stop. Okay, I will write the flowchart for this one, then we will try to trace it. Then the this particular logic or the solution will be more clear. Okay, let us write the flowchart here. So first step, that is start. Second step, input. Since there are three numbers A, B, C, we will take. Okay, now then we have the condition here. Condition includes two different checks. So in if A greater than B and A greater than C. If, as I said, if both are true, if this is true, this is also true, then it will be true. Then if any one of is false or both are false, the overall condition will be false. Correct? If assume that if it is a true, then definitely A is largest. So we will display A largest within a parallelogram. If not, if this is not, if this condition is false, means it will come on the left hand side here. Then we have to check the similar condition with the second number, that is B. So here we will try to check the conditions again. Is that B greater than A and B greater than C? Is that second number greater than first number? And is that second number greater than third number also? If both of these conditions are true, okay, whenever these two conditions are individual conditions are true, then only the entire condition will be true, or else it will be false. Assume that if it is a true, then definitely B is the largest number, right? So we will display it to be a B is largest number, or else if not, then definitely C is largest. How? A is also not largest, B is also not largest, then remaining number is what? C number. Definitely that C will be largest, and then stop. Okay, let us trace this one with the examples here. Let me take the first number, very simple numbers, say 3, first number is 3, second number is 2, and the first number is 1. First number is 3, second number is 2, third number is 1. That is A, B, C. Okay, now start A, B, C. A is 3, B is 2, and C is 1. Now here check the condition. A greater than B. That is 3 greater than 2. Is it true? Yes, the condition is true here. See, I am mentioning like this. It will try to check 3 greater than 2. Yes, 3 is greater than 2. Condition is true. Second condition it has here inside the if, that is A greater than C. Means is this 3 greater than 1? Yes, it is true. 3 is also greater than 1. See, both the conditions have resulted in true. That means it will come on the true side, and then it will go into this path. What we have here, A is largest. What is A now? A is 3. Yes, if you look into these three numbers, which is largest? 3 is largest. Then it will come and stop here, right? So with this set of inputs where first number is largest, so the execution flow is in this way. Okay, let us take the other set of values. Let me interchange the numbers. Say first number is 2, second number is 3, okay, and third number is 1. 2, 3 and 1. Okay, now here begin with this, and now numbers are 2, 3 and 1. What is the first check here? A greater than B, right? So what is the A value? 2. Is 2 greater than 3? No, 2 is not greater than 3. Then definitely 2 cannot be largest value, right? Since 2 greater than 3, this is false value. This is false value. That means definitely this 2 will never be largest. So what has to be done? I will not go into this part, but now I will go into the false part. So here again the condition. So in this, what are the conditions? If B greater than A. So B greater than A means, I will write the numbers again here. That is 2, 3 and 1. I'm just rewriting the numbers. Okay, now is B greater than A? B is what? 3. Is 3 greater than 2? Yes, B is greater than 2. That is 3 is greater than 2. It is true. Second condition, is B greater than C? So that is 3 greater than 1? Yes, 3 is greater than 1. Now you look at here, both the conditions are true. Both the conditions are true means I will enter into the true state flow, and I will display it to be B is largest. B is what? Here 3. So 3 is largest. Correct? When the second number is largest, it went into this particular route. Let us take the another set of inputs. So this time let us take 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3 are the numbers. So start from here, input. Okay, now condition, first condition, a greater than b, that is 1 greater than b, that is 2. Is 1 greater than 2? No, it is false. So I will go into the false part, then I will reach here. Now here, what are the conditions? Second number, that is b greater than a. So is 2 greater than 1? Yes, the condition is true here. That is b greater than 1 condition is true. Okay, now check the second condition. Second condition is what? B greater than c. So b is what here? 2. Is this 2 greater than 3? No, 2 is not greater than 3. That means condition is what? False. Condition is false. What has it turned to be? The first condition is true, okay, but second condition is what? False. Second condition is false. If either of the condition is false, then definitely it will go into the false part. So it comes over here. And what it will display? It will say that C is largest. What is C now? 3 is largest. That is third number is largest, and stop. So at a given point of time with the given set of inputs, the solution has taken only single root, and which is an unique root here. Either it will go into this path when the first number is largest. If the second number is largest, it goes into this way. Okay, and if the third number is largest, then it will proceed with the other way, with among the 3 possible routes. That is how, if we have multiple solutions or multiple conditions to be checked in a solution, this is how we have to make use of the if conditions. I hope these problems are understood, students. If you have any doubts, okay, put the comments in the YouTube channel video. I will get back to you with the answers. Thank you, students.